Hello and welcome to Mayhem with your host Maymay.
Hi there. Well, this week is the first week in July, and July is about faith. And the first week in July, I want to talk about how to show up. This means how to start believing and how to start recognizing a higher power's work in your life. So the first thing that I want to say is that you need to learn how to listen. The Bible verse that comes to mind, because I am going to go here this time, because it is such a truism and it has so much truth and power behind it that I have to mention it. It's also one of my favorite Bible verses. So it's in 1 Kings, verse 19, 11 through 13. The Lord said, "Go stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountain and shattered rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. So what's the point of that? The point of that is the Lord is not, you're not going to hear the still small voice, the God-centered voice inside of you when you have all sorts of other sounds drowning him out. Because it is a small, still, quiet whisper, and you need to learn how to still yourself in order to hear the small, still, quiet whisper. For those of you that know me in person, you know that my mind will not stop. I am constantly thinking. And I think so much that sometimes I blurt out whatever is in my mind, and it has nothing to do with the conversation at hand. It's like from 3 or 4 steps forward, because I've already thought through all of those steps, and I just blurt out whatever. And it annoys a lot of people. But in order to be able to hear my God center, in order to be able to listen, I have to find ways to sit there and stop all of it from moving in order to hear the whisper that's within. You need to ask for what you think that you want, but be prepared when the answer is and what you want it to be. For instance, I want to move. I want to get the hell out of Phoenix. Phoenix feels like a trap to me. I feel like I'm in a cage and I can't get up. And I have prayed about this, and I have thought about this, and I have sat with it in meditation, and I have done everything I possibly can with it, and I have gotten some very firm answers. And I don't like the answers that I am getting. I think that they're crap, and I hate them. But they're answers. They're not what I want. But at the same time, I have a pandemic that is keeping me here, that makes me unsafe to go move anywhere else. I have a job that is keeping me here. I have some other court cases and things like that that say things cannot change. It has to be the same for the next such and such months. All of these things are telling me an answer to the prayer that I keep asking. I just don't like the answer. But at the same time, I get an answer. It's just not what I want. But I have to recognize that it's an answer. Faith also comes through practice. If you don't practice stilling the monkey mind, quieting your thoughts, quieting the things around you, if you don't practice this on a daily basis, you will not be able to listen and hear it. Have you ever heard of a monkey mind? This is what happens when you sit down to pray or you sit down to meditate. Your mind goes all over the place because all of a sudden you're sitting there bored, and because you're not focused on any one thing other than sitting there, your mind wants to go all over the place and ping pong all over the place. And the practice of meditation, yes, some days your mind is going to ping pong and you're not going to get anywhere, but then there's going to be those days where your mind quiets right away, where you're in practice And you can get there so much faster. And the faster you can get there, the longer you can stay. And, but this is not something that is going to happen next week or tomorrow. But the longer that you practice this, the longer that you give yourself, maybe you only have a minute to sit there and breathe. Or maybe you have just like 5 minutes to be able to do a quick meditation or a quick guided meditation on Headspace or Calm, or you only have a couple minutes to pray. It's going to be enough. But you got to get that every day, and you got to get into practice. The other thing that I want to put here is that it's okay to doubt. You will doubt everything. You will doubt that there is a God center. You will doubt that meditation is doing you any good. You will doubt that prayer even works. You will doubt that there even is a God. Doubting is okay. Everybody doubts. It is normal. The thing about it is you can doubt, but don't stop. Because when you stop, then you're letting the doubting take over. And doubting is something that everybody does. I doubt all the time. I doubt decisions that I've made. I doubt, is this even worth it? I doubt everything that I do, but I come back to it every day. So just don't stop. Doubt, but don't stop. And follow your gut. And if something doesn't work, question it, but learn from it. This is not about the product. This is about the journey. So once you get what you want, it's going to be, well, I got that. I earned that. That's great. But what did you really earn? You learned the process. You went through the journey. The journey is what matters. The end result is just the end result. That doesn't matter as much as the journey to get there. So if one thing doesn't work, question it, but be still with it and try to learn lessons from it and then move on or accept it. You know, I can't move right now. I'm going to have to put this on hold for a year or two, and that's okay. I'm going to get there. It just might not be on my timetable. It's going to be on somebody else's, and that's okay. I'm not on my timetable here. I'm on my God Center's timetable. And whatever they say is going to happen is what's going to happen, and that's all that I can do. And then the last step to this is be bored. Find time to be bored. We have social media, we have TV, we have Netflix, we have music all the time. All of these things are happening and we want them on and surrounding us. I like my podcasts all the time. But it's okay to be bored, because when you are bored, that is when your ideas come. That's when you start thinking. That's when things start to percolate. Take a shower without the music. Take a walk without listening to anything. Just walk. Do all of these things occasionally, and you're going to be surprised what kind of creativity and what shows up. So I think that's going to be my assignment for this week. If you want to do it, take a walk, take a shower, take a bath, take some time. Don't do anything. No technology, nothing. Just shower and just do your thing and then think. And maybe you'll be surprised what happens. Take time to be bored. The book this week is all about faith. And it doesn't seem like it's about faith because it's my favorite book of all time. I'm going to talk about Feed by Mira Grant. Feed is a zombie novel. It's a political zombie novel. There is such a thing. I love this book because Mira Grant puts you in a world that's possible, but at the same time completely sci-fi. And basically what it is nobody's a reporter for a printed newspaper anymore because they're obsolete. Because there's zombies. And how are you going to have a printed newspaper and be able to circulate it when there's zombies? So everything has gone online. So now the new journalists are bloggers. And the story is about a blogger. There's 3 different kinds of bloggers. There's Irwins, who are like Steve Irwin, who go out there and attempt things, go out there and are exhibitionists and survivalists and test fate all the time. Then there's the fictionals. I don't remember what they're called. But they're the ones who create story and fiction and prose and all of these things out of the stories of what's going on today. And then there's the factual ones. There's what Georgia Mason, who's the main character, she is one of those. She is one of the ones who wants the news stories. She wants to tell the news. She wants to tell you what's happening out there. And so this whole book is about the faith of Georgia Mason in what's right and what's good and what people need to know. And she's following this politician as he's running for the president of the United States. And all of a sudden, things start attacking him and weird things start happening. And she has to get to the bottom of this big news story. And it's about her faith that the good will prevail, and her faith that her gut is telling her what she needs to know. So, Feed by Mira Grant is my book. And next week we're going to be talking about the font of creativity. And I just really appreciate you guys listening to me today. Thank you so much. Bye.